getting there. It's because I changed I'm not using the black magic anymore. And so then let me add the audio real quick. Boom. Now it's going to echo. On. Okay. Now this sounds good, guys. Tell me if you can hear me okay. Is that loud enough? I think that should be okay. But if it's not loud enough, if you can't hear me, let me know. Okay, everything looks good. Everything looks good. You guys are cool. The chat's been popping off. And we got Chad Snowball. What's up, Chad? How you doing, man? Chad is one of our bike school members here. I also saw Raider Allen here. I see Brian, Serge, Jared. Hi, Peoria. Hi, Payson. How are you guys today? Did you guys get your stickers yet, Jared? Oh, my God. Look how wrinkled my shirt is. Embarrassing. I'll turn it up. How's this? That a little bit better? Hey, Victor. Guys, we got so many bike school members in here. What's up, Victor? So here's an interesting thing. I thought this water would be lemon, right? You think that like it'd be a lemon flavored water. I like lemon flavored water. But it's not. It's pineapple kiwi. How gross, huh? Anyway, so I see some questions right now. I'll scroll back up to the top and kind of run through the questions real quick. But I just saw a crazy question come by. A crazy question. Is it even focused on me? That makes me so angry when it's not focused on me. Like, hello. Okay. Serge, dinner is chicken and rice. Chicken and rice. It's all I eat. It's all I eat for dinner. All right, audio should be like banging right now. Audio should be good. Focus. Come on, camera. Stop that. Why do bad things happen to good people? That's my question of the day. If you guys can answer that, why do bad things happen to good people? Is it focused on me? Does everything look good? This took me 45 years to get set up. I'm sorry, but I think we're good now. So yeah, guys, throw your questions in there. Okay, I love to see the questions. Audio should be good now. I cranked it up, turned the audio up, got the focus on me. We're eating some chicken and rice. I've not had a chance to eat lunch yet. I've been running around all day, and so I'm just trying to eat. And I missed the live this morning because I had to run to work. And anyway, so we're still doing the live in this wrinkled shirt. Victor, Sapwe is super fun. You probably saw in the course, Nick and I filmed a handful of things at Sapwe, and I had so much fun at Sapwe, so much fun. Okay, here is the thing that I need to answer, the question I need to answer. My friend, hold on, I gotta find it. Okay. Some of my friends who ride BMX say that top tube size doesn't matter. Is that true? And no, I mean, that's definitely not true. I think personally, top tube size is one of the most important factors of buying your bike. I think, hold on. I think it shouldn't be something that you worry a huge amount about. Like the biggest thing, the most important thing that I will always tell you guys is to buy a bike and start riding, because you're going to progress a lot better riding your freaking bike on the wrong size than you are searching the internet 5 hours a day looking for the perfect bike. Now, granted, everyone should find the perfect bike. Like that's kind of my goal. But if it comes down to having a top tube size that's off by 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch, and not riding for another 3 to 5 months, you're gonna get a lot more out of riding the wrong size top tube. Now, I'm gonna say hands down, the top tube size is very important because, well, let me just tell you guys a story about me with top tube size. So I'm 6'4". I should be on a 21 to 21.25, maybe even a 21.5. And I hurt my knee, so I got a frame from a friend. It was 20.7. So I went from 21 to 20.7. And by doing so, it was really weird. So airs were so hard. I could not air as high as I used to be able to. I could not go as fast as I used to be. Like, I wasn't as comfortable. It was just a really weird situation. However, spins were really easy. Tail whips were really easy. Like, those really responsive tricks were a lot easier. And that's because the top tube size does matter. Now, the chainstay was different too, but the top tube size was the biggest thing, and it really affected my riding. So I lost the ability to go high and fast, but I gained the ability to do really responsive tricks. And when you are picking your top tube size, if you follow my size guide that I have on dougsterbob.com, you're going to figure out, I put for certain sizes, like you could ride a 20.25, you could ride a 20.5, you could ride a 20. On which one you choose, that's going to affect your type of riding and your style that goes with it. For example, Corey Walsh going really high and really fast and riding those bowls and those pools, he's going to be riding a bigger top tube size than what's generally recommended for him because he needs a bike that feels really stable and really responsive. Whereas Logan Martin's probably riding a top tube size that's a little bit smaller than what is recommended for him so that he can do those really responsive 1080 bar spins and triple tail whips. So going right off of the book, like if you look up at any other size guide and getting the size that it recommends for you it's still important, but if you look at my size guide, that's why it's so much better. Like, I'm a little biased, but my size guide is way better than anyone out there because I tell you, if you get a 1/4 of an inch taller than what's recommended for you, this is how your handling is going to feel. This is how your bike's going to ride a little bit differently. And so it definitely matters, hand down. Like, it is very important, but knowing how it's going to affect your riding is also another factor, and that's a whole nother level of complexity that most people don't even look into. So your friends are wrong. In conclusion, friends are wrong. Okay. Isaac, what's up, Isaac? I got to shout out you guys. We got Isaac McPike in here. Haven't seen you in here for a bit. Jared, Snipes, Jared, Payson, and Peoria are watching. Just the channel. Raider Al, one of our newest bike school members. Chad Snowball, another new bike school member. Serge, Victor, another bike school. It's so rad. You guys, Nick and I filmed. So we go into the course. And when people, I got a piece of rice floating around in my mouth. When people submit videos for feedback, so like Chad was working on hot bars and working on 360s. And so Nick and I take about an hour or so and we watch all these videos and we give feedback on it. And it's so fun for me to look at people in the group and watch how they're progressing because it's like, I get to see that in real time and it's so rad. You guys are all probably killing it, but the bike school members for sure, you guys are putting in the work and I love to see it. So, and Anna, how's Texas Roadhouse? Says your channel is awesome, dude. You have no idea how many people you've helped. Never stop. Thank you so much. I like to be able to help you guys. I got to get 1 million people into the sport. That's kind of the goal, and we're only at about 3,000, so we're not really close, but we're going to be eventually. Jared said the stickers are not here yet. Juarez says, ZZCA Juarez says, I learned how to bunny hop from the video that is called The Secret to Learning BMX Faster. You really gave all the details, but I need to make it higher. Dude, congrats. I'm glad that video helped you. So what we did with that is we put the bunny hop out there for free. I think we did the hop bar spin and the tuck no hander. So those are the 3 tricks that Nick and I decided we'd give those videos away to everybody to essentially show you guys what it's like inside bike school. So that bunny hop video I hear is one of the best ones out there. That's what Sean says, and I love that. And so we put like that amount of effort that you saw in the bunny hop video in the half cab, in the 180, in the bar spin, in the tail whip, in the backflip, in the fakie, like in all of that. Hello. I'm getting frustrated with the camera, but we put that amount of quality into all of it. And so, Juarez, once you've got the bunny hop, I got to take a picture of that and send it to Nick, because Nick is going to be super hyped. And what happens for the members is they watch that video, they get the fundamentals, and then they post their attempts. So Chad, no, not Chad. One of them, I can't remember. One of our members, Chris Spear, he posts his bunny hops in there, and then we watch it and we say, hey, Chris, your hips aren't back far enough. So it's really making it hard for you to compress right and pop off. And so even though he learned from the how-to video, where you really get that value is posting the videos and then getting that feedback. So Morris, if you're in there, man, if you joined, post your bunny hop attempt in the Facebook group so that we can critique it for you and give you the feedback so that you can get it a lot higher. And that's really where you start to get the big hops. So anyway, Lucas, I see Lucas popping in here. Hi, Lucas and Isaac. What's going on, guys? I haven't seen you guys in a hot minute. That is so cool. It's good to have you guys in here. Lucas, I hope you build a sick video off of that street sweeper frame. I hope you make a good build video. You always do that. Okay, I'm going to scroll up to the top because I know there was a handful of questions that I missed. And let's see here. Let's see, I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to get to all the questions. So the first one we had in here was Roman, and we had SGE and Raider L. Let's find a good question. SGE, this is a really good question. So he says, damn, I want to get into BMX, but I can't afford it. What makes BMX so expensive? And that's hard to say. I mean, expensive in comparison to what? Like if you're comparing BMX to motocross, BMX is very cheap. BMX is a lot cheaper than buying a dirt bike, buying the protective gear, going out to the track. But if you compare BMX to scootering or compare it to skating, it is a lot more expensive. And the reason for that, in compared to those two other sports, is the amount of materials that go into making a BMX bike. When you think about a skateboard, it's just a piece of wood, and then some trucks, some bearings, some wheels, and some hardware, right? When you think about a BMX bike, it's a piece of metal, different varying qualities, right? As the frame, metal bars, metal forks, bearings for the head tube, bearings for the bottom bracket, wheels, rims, hub, tires, spokes, sprocket, chain, pedals, seat post, I don't know if I already said that, and potentially brakes and grips. So that's like a million more components that go into BMX. So obviously, it's going to cost a lot more than skateboarding and even scootering. It's what makes it really hard because the cost of entry to BMX is higher. So skateboarding, it's so cheap to get a skateboard and become a skater, but to become a serious BMX rider, it costs a lot more money. And that's why our sport is significantly smaller than skating, is because most people won't dish out the $300 to $500 that it takes to get a decent entry-level bike. But yeah, so that's why BMX is so much more expensive. There's just so many more components and pieces of equipment that go into it. SG wanted the Kink Whip or the Devotion. I think that's the name. Don't remember. Yeah, man. So for you, I don't know your height, but that's back to the topic of top tube. That's something you really need to look into, because the Devotion is a 21-inch top tube with a 13.5-inch chainstay, and the Kink Whip is a 13.2-inch chainstay. So the chainstay is a lot shorter, and the top tube is either 20.5 or 21 if you get the XL. So if you're a smaller rider, you're going to definitely want to have the 20.5 inch kink whip over the Devotion. But if you're a taller guy and you want, you want pegs to come with it, then you're going to want to go with the Devotion. Does that make sense? Hold on, I got to change the pinned message. Oh my God, there's so many comments. You guys are awesome. I love this. Jared said 13.65 chainsaw on the Devotion. He means chainstay, but chainsaw is good too, because it's like Halloween, so. Brian makes a really good point here. Brian says Doug actually explained the influx in this year's prices because of shipping going up in price. And yeah, so that's definitely a big factor in it. I think that's one of the only factors I would say is, I think cost of materials actually plays a small role, but shipping's the biggest thing. Like I said, I have a friend who did a mountain bike company, and they were pricing out shipping by boat from China, and it was so much cheaper to ship it by air. And so when you think about that, it's like, oh my God, it's cheaper to buy space on a plane and fly it from China than it is to put it on a boat and wait 2 weeks. Like, that is just crazy to me. But that's where we're at right now, because the shipping thing is just so messed up. I priced out some bikes, getting bikes shipped, and it was like, I don't know, like $19,000 for 100 bikes. And I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. When you think about that, just in shipping, that price definitely has to come from somewhere, and it's going to get added on to the price of the bike. So that is why bikes are more expensive this year, for sure. Now we're talking, this was a good point. Somebody, I think it was Serge said, I wish I'd seen Doug's review before I overpaid for my 2022 Scout. I ended up with the Soundwave though. So Serge, did you buy the Scout first and then you ended up on the review, and then the Soundwave or the Scout kind of fell apart and then you ended up with the Soundwave, or what happened? Like, let me understand, because to be fair, like, I do still think the Scout's overpriced. Like, I'm not going to change my opinion on that. But if you're a brand new rider and you get the Scout, it's going to last for you as long as you weigh like under, 180 pounds. It's going to last for a little bit as you start to learn BMX. But where it goes wrong is when you're like me, I'm over 200 pounds. And so if I were to get on the Scout, it would not last very long. And the price to me is just completely crazy. And I love Sunday, but the Scout, I think they missed it with the Scout. My chicken is really dry, so bear with me while I eat it. Hey, Raider Al says, are you still setting up the guy from Harvester to come on your live stream? Yes and no. I think what we're ultimately going to do is on Monday, we're just kind of going to do like a little interview style thing. So I reached out to him. I said, hey, does Monday work good? Because when I do my lives on Friday, he's really busy. And I don't normally do my lives on Monday. So I was like, hey, let's just do like a Zoom call and do like a Q&A type thing. So I want him to think about things that he wants to talk about, and then I'll come up with some questions and we can kind of have that discussion. I might stream it if I can figure it out. Streaming Zoom has been a pain for me, but if I can figure it out, we'll stream that that interview, I guess, and then give you guys the opportunity to ask him some questions if you want. Anthony's a super cool guy. Harvester's, I love what Harvester is doing. And yeah, so we're still doing that. We haven't done it yet. I'm also working on Brant Moore, but he's in California right now. So one of these days we'll get on the video with Brant too. But who knows when that'll happen? Who knows? Who's talking about the Leadham? Brian thinks that the 2022 Sabrosa Leadham will be around 700. You're probably not far off. Like, it was 540 in 2021. I think it'll be in the mid 600s for sure. I think it'll go up $100 and we'll round up to 700. But yeah. And that's sad because that's such a good bike. But you think about the Sunday X was in the mid 500s last year, and now it's up in the 600s. So that's probably what's going to happen. All of them are up by around $100 to $200. Yeah, Brian, you remember I've done the comparison videos, like the Gladiator tournaments, and I'm gonna do that again when all the 2022 bikes are out. But it's gonna be so different because like they're all gonna be competing in a different price bracket. So I guess that'll give us a good insight as to what's actually worth the quality for the price, but they're just going to be so high. Like if I looked at the 2021 bikes and compared them to the 2022, the standard for value is going to be so much different than if I look at just all the 2022 bikes as a whole. And that's what I'm having a really hard time doing, is keeping that open mind. Is that, yeah, in 2021, a $500 bike would have gotten you X, Y, and Z, but I can't think like that because the whole scene has changed. Like everything's up on price. But anyway, that's a big rant about parts. But okay, now I'm kind of getting caught up on some comments. Just That Channel says, I'm thinking of getting my first BMX. I ride mountain bike right now, so I'm used to a bigger bike. I'm 5'10", but I'm still growing. Should I go for a 20.75 or a 21-inch top tube? This is one of those times that I do recommend a taller bike. Basically because you're used to the mountain bike. I think the mountain bike has a bigger feel in general, and a lot of people get on a mountain bike and then they go from a mountain bike, they follow the BMX size guide, and they get a bike and it just feels really uncomfortable and really crammed. So 5'10", you should be on a 20.75 if you follow the size guide to a T, but I think you'd really feel comfortable on a 21, and I'm not sure what your style of riding is, but it's probably flowy stuff like jumps and stuff like that, right? So yeah, definitely I would say the 21. What's up, Matt D? I see Matt D here in the chat. Victor. All right, so I'm getting caught up to the comments now, I think. We got some new comments. I think I can do it from here now, actually. Let's see. Jesse. Oh no, where'd the comment go? I'm taking pictures of these comments because you guys, when you guys just say like, oh, you helped me get into BMX, like that's what it's all about, you know? That's literally all I'm trying to do here is get a bunch of people into the sport buying the correct bike, right? I want you guys to get the right bike. I don't want you guys to get the wrong bike, because I did it before. I got a bike that fell apart and it was really depressing. Okay, I'm scrolling up. Cream cheese, I see your comment. Let's see. Hey, Doug, if I gave you $600 to spend on a BMX, what? Where? Did you get distracted halfway through or what? If you gave me $600, what would happen, you know? Finish the sentence. I'm confused. I'm very confused. Beckham Harrison, I think you were on the last live, man. Welcome back. He said, I had to replace my headset last week because I broke it doing bar spins. I got a BSD headset and it is so good. I love BSD's aftermarket parts. I've ridden a handful of them. So you're gonna like the headset. That's very exciting, man. Colin got the Kink Cloud. Really nice color, very dialed. I love that gold. I think it's so flashy. It's gonna look good, bro. If you have a picture, I just like to see it. I love when people send me pictures of their bikes they bought. Send it to my email. It's douglas@dougsterbob.com. Send that picture to me. I can put it up on my website if you want. I'll shout you out. I think that's awesome, man. Good job. I'm glad you got the Cloud. Serge got it before the review, but it's holding up fine. The Soundwave is on another level, of course. Yeah, the Soundwave is going to be such a better bike. But you'll have it's a Scout. Yeah, you'll have the Scout around in case you need it, or if you have someone that can ride it with you. One chromoly down tube is crazy to me for that price. It's now, oh well, I'm going to get anger flashbacks because... but the Soundwave's really good. It's expensive, but bro, you think about it, you've got that lifetime warranty on the frame, forks, and bars, and the cranks if you got the free coaster version. You can't go wrong with that. Like, you really can't go wrong, so... Jesse, I'm glad you got a bike. I'm glad my reviews helped you make the right decision. What do you think about the Kink Whip? Oh, wait, you already said that. You said, I absolutely love it. That's awesome, Jesse. Enjoy and keep coming back here if you have any more BMX questions. So, like, not only do I want to help you guys find the perfect bike, but I want to be here for you as you run into issues, as you hit roadblocks, because there's a lot of periods in BMX where it gets hard and it gets like... it's hard to stick to it. For me, a big one was after I learned bar spins and tail whips, the next level of tricks there are a lot more scary and a lot harder. And you're usually at that age where you're graduating high school and like you've got to get a job, and then things just kind of get harder. And so like if you guys have any issues like that, reach out. I'd love to talk you through it. I'd love to help you out however I can. Because BMX, as you can see, for us, for the younger guys, it's like, a lot of the time it's just an escape. It's an escape from school, drama, bullying, whatever. It's a big escape. And so we get into BMX so we can focus and harness that energy onto something else. And then we get into the real world. We graduate high school, we get a job, we get a car, we get a girlfriend, and BMX just kind of falls to the side. And then what's happening is the older guys are coming back to BMX because it meant so much, and like they're able to now. So getting back into BMX is a big thing right now, and it's so cool to see you guys coming back into the sport because we really need that. You guys mixing with the younger riders, I think, is really cool because it shows a different insight into a different outlook on the sport. Brian, I think it depends what you want. Think about that in terms of, do you want a free coaster and pegs, or do you want the whip? Do you want to add the pegs later? In terms of quality, yes, the Switch is going to be a little bit better because I think it has some more aftermarket parts. I'd have to double check. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it has a couple of Yeah, a couple of more aftermarket parts, and it's a little better quality, but it really isn't a huge difference for that extra $100. I think the biggest thing is you're getting the free coaster, you're getting the pegs, and yeah, and a small amount of aftermarket parts. But what you really need to consider, the size, which you'd be fine on 20.5, you'd also be fine on 20.75. It's just going to affect your riding a little bit. But you need to consider the free coaster. If you don't want a free coaster, get the whip. If you want a free coaster, get the switch. And it's really almost that simple. Yeah, you're paying a little bit extra and you're getting a little bit better of a bike. But think about the size and think about the cassette versus free coaster deal, and then make your decision based on that. If you just plan to ride that little park and you don't really have any aspirations of riding a lot of street and going out into the street, grinding ledges, doing a bunch of fakies, half cabs, backlashes, then you really don't need to spend that extra $100 on the switch. I think the whip's going to hold up just fine for you. But if your goal is not necessarily so much skate park riding and more street riding, then you'd probably be better off going with the switch. So just think about that, man. And yeah, if you have more questions, shoot me an email, but let me know. Empathy says, hey man, question. Would 700 USD be worth it for a secondhand 2019 Battleship with surface rust? That's a good, I like that question. I really like that question. So the guy probably paid, oh, it's a 2019. Wow. I don't know. I think if you ask Lucas, or maybe this is what Lucas is talking about, it's so hard to tell. Quality wise, that's a really good bike. And if it's got surface rust, like it probably hasn't been ridden a whole lot. And even if it had, it would be holding up just fine. It's almost a custom level bike. Not quite, but it's almost custom level when you consider the amount of aftermarket parts that are on there. So, but in other terms, like depending on your location, you could find a fully custom BMX bike for about that price, maybe even 600. Like an aftermarket fully custom bike. That's really tough, man. I'd say, yeah, it's worth it if you like the looks of the bike and you like the Battleship, you like the geometry of it, like Lucas said, I think you'd be okay. And you wouldn't be getting ripped off for sure. But if you stay patient and you look around, you might be able to find a better custom option. But I think that's fine, dude. Like I say, it's better to just get the bike and start riding. Just make sure that that's the right top tube size and the right geometry for you. I saw a really good question from Jared here that I wanted to answer, is about cars. Question went away. I've got to find it now. Okay. 2022 Volkswagen Golf R or 2017 Chevy SS? Jared, I had a 05 Cobalt SS with the supercharger, and I love that car so much. I blew it up, but I love that car. And my dream was always to get the Chevy SS instead of the Cobalt, like just upgrade and get the Chevy SS, because it seems like a really solid car. But the Golf Type R's are they really the same price? That's crazy. I feel like the Golf would be a lot more expensive. Yeah, dude, brand new Golf. Go with the Golf. Your bike will fit in the hatchback, like that'll be good. Snipe says, is the Sunday Forecaster 20.5 good for a 5'3" boy? Yeah, Snipes, that's going to be okay. It's going to be a little bit big for him right off the bat, but he's going to grow into it. And I imagine he's still growing. Now, if he's not growing, go with a 20.25. But if he's still growing, you could get the 20.5. He can grow into it, and it'll be okay. It'll last him for a while. It's got full chromoly frame. The bars and forks aren't full chromoly, but overall, like for him, he probably doesn't weigh that much, and that's not going to be a huge issue for him. So yeah, that's a solid choice. What color does he like? Cream cheese. I literally joined BMX because of you. I saw one of your vids about BMX on my recommendation channel and got the 2021 Switch. Now I'm upgrading to a We the People battleship. Dude, I love that. I gotta take a picture of that question too. That is so sick, cream cheese. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to. It's gone on this stream, but I could take a picture. Chad, I see your question about the snow or about the snowball. Hold on, cream cheese. I gotta. This is so cool. This is cool. Man, I'm really happy that I was able to influence you into getting into BMX. For me, I just can't explain to you guys how much this sport has like changed my life in a way. It's made me lifelong friends. It's allowed me to travel the country and partially the world, just because of this freaking bike. And now I'm able to interact with so many of you really cool people, again, because of BMX. So you guys, if you stick to it, you're going to make amazing friends. You're going to just have the craziest experiences. And it's a family. It's a huge family. Like, this sport is, it's something different, and you really just have to be into it to understand it. So cream cheese, welcome to BMX. Let me know. I'm here for you, man. If you have any BMX questions, you need some help, let me know. Okay. Boom. Let me know. That's awesome. Yeah, so guys, here's Lucas's secret. Lucas buys used customs, like we're talking about that 2019 battleship. You could probably find a custom complete, or a custom for $600-700, and then what you could do is you could take all the parts off that, sell it for more than you initially bought the bike. Lucas is a hustler with that. I tried to do this, so I went on my trip. I drove all the way up to Montana and around. It was 3,000 miles. And the idea was to do it on $500. And then I ended up getting to a point where I was like, I need money. What can I do? So I was looking on Facebook Marketplace for used bikes that were custom. And then I was going to buy them and try and part them and make more money off the parts. Just because that'd be really fun to do in the video and I'd see what would happen. But I could not find anything. So you guys in Canada, like, I could find Haros and Huffies and all that for like $400 or $500, and I'm like, you guys are out of your mind. But you guys in Canada, you guys have a really good deal because you're able to find those bikes like for good prices. It's crazy. Chad says, any thoughts on switching to a free coaster? Chad, my biggest thing, I don't personally love free coasters because they have slack. And what I mean by that is when you're riding your bike right now with the cassette, here, let me go here, make sure you guys can see me. When you're riding your bike with the cassette and you pedal, like, that tire instantly starts moving. See how it's instantly moving? That's cool. I like that. Now, what happens with a free coaster is when you pedal, it goes about half a crank, or depending on how much you adjust it, of slack. So there's nothing happening from here until you get to that point, and then the wheel's going to spin. And that's, to me, that's really aggravating, because it's not in the back of my mind. So if I pedal really hard, I hit my knee because I think there's no slack when there is slack. So I really urge people to get a free coaster but keep their cassette. Throw the free coaster on, ride it around, see what you love about it, see what you hate about it, and then decide if you want to ride that full time or not. I have a free coaster I need to build up, and what I would do with that ultimately is just switch between it. Like, if I feel like riding a free coaster, boom, throw the free coaster on. If I feel like riding the cassette, boom, throw the cassette on, and then just switch back and forth. That's really my best recommendation on it, because they're different. And you need to get used to them first. They're going to make some tricks easier, but they're also going to make some tricks a lot harder. Hey, Harvester, what's up, Anthony? Raider Al was just in here asking about you. He was like, hey, is you ever going to do the live with Harvester? And I was like, yes, I just messaged him today, and we're going to do it Monday. We're going to talk on Monday, and I'll try and turn the live on for sure. Anthony, how's business, man? Tell me what it looks like inside the bike shop at Friday afternoon when you got people in there buying bikes. Has it been really busy or no? Snipes says, is the Forecaster 20.5 a good bike for me? Snipes, I have no idea. I don't know anything about you, man. I don't know anything about you. So here's what you need to do is you need to fill out the free BMX bike recommendation. You guys like that? It's like my radio announcer voice. Hold on. Fill this out, and if I think that the Forecaster, right? Is that what we're talking about? If I think that's a good bike for you, then it will be on this recommendation. If I don't, then I don't. It's an okay bike. I just wish it was full chromoly, frame, forks, and bars instead of just the frame. But you know, you can't win them all. You cannot win them all. So fill this out, guys. If you're curious about a bike, just let me. Oh my God! Hold on. Let me get this link. Let me put it in the chat and then fill this out, because it's my way of sending you guys a recommendation that really actually helps you. So there you go. Jesse W is 37 and took a 20-year break from BMX. Jesse, welcome back. There are so many people similar age, right? We have a couple guys in bike school that are over 40 getting back into the sport, and it's so rad to see it because BMX has changed a lot, the geometry's changed a lot, and having you guys back in here is super cool because you have a different insight on it. Okay, we talked about the free coaster. We talked about Dustin. Dustin says, bought a 2021 Fly Proton after watching some of your reviews earlier this year. Backroom didn't hold up since I'm heavier in my 30s. Replacement suggestions. Dustin, I think, one, sorry that happened. So some of my first reviews about the Proton, when I was reading it, I thought they were double wall. They're not actually double wall. They're double sidewall. Scam. Oops, sorry, that was loud. So they're not going to be fully double wall, and that's sad. But anyway, you probably only bent the back rim, and literally any double wall rim that you get to replace it, if you just get the rim, make sure you understand how to unlace and relace a wheel. But if you just buy the whole complete wheel, any double wall rim is going to be okay. You can get welded rims instead of pinned rims, and that's going to be a little bit better quality, but really any double wall rim is going to be a lot better than what came on the Proton. So yeah, Brian replied to Jesse about the age thing, and Brian said, you nailed it on the head with the 20 years out. I think it'll be easier this time around because when I rode, a complete bike was like 35 pounds. And now the bikes are right around 25 pounds. And guys, that really makes a huge difference. It's like running with those weights on your ankles. You know, you can put 3 to 5 pound weights on your ankles and run, and then you take them off and you're like, oh my God, this is so much easier. I think that's kind of how I would imagine switching from a 35 pound bike to a 25 pound bike. That's hilarious. Salvation BMX, who are you? Oh, really, Anthony? It's slow right now, huh? Guys, Harvester's been doing these ride outs, and I think this is one of the coolest things that a bike shop could do is bring the BMX, mountain bike, wheelie mob, bring that whole community together and just have a good time on two wheels. That's what it's all about. And so he was, I saw them post about that, and I thought that was super rad. And I want to go to one so bad. That's one of my dreams, is go to a ride out. So yeah, dude, hopefully things start picking up, I guess. I've noticed that too. It has slowed down a tiny bit because I think winter's starting to come, so nobody's really thinking about BMX, but then come Black Friday and Christmas, they're thinking about getting their kids BMX. And I bet it's going to be completely wild this year. And then we're kind of dead for the winter, but we pick up a little bit later. That's cool, man. What's up, Blake? We got Blake in here. How many of you guys came from the email? Because I never do this because I really respect your guys' like your emails a lot. So like if you fill out a bike recommendation or the score sheet or anything like that, I try not to send you anything that I like. Anything I send, I feel like is really helpful. And I'd send an email blast to everyone and sent them over to the live. I said, yo guys, I'm doing a live. Come check it out. 4 people unsubscribed from the email. They said, I never want to get an email from you ever again. And that's kind of sad, but 36 people clicked over to the live, so that is good. Those 4 people will be missed, but I guess they don't love the Duckster Bob mission, so what can you do, huh? You can't do anything about that. Am I on? Which? Whoa. Oh, look, I can... Oh, I'm so confused. I was like watching myself on YouTube thinking I'm in this stream. Okay, here we go. We're back. I'm just trying to... Guys, this is so many questions. I absolutely love it. It's just a lot. I can't keep up. All right, Salvation BMX. How to do a flat 360. I ride street BMX. I bought my new first pro bike. I ride kink. I got to do that so the camera focuses on me. Guys, look at this BMX and chill shirt. I made it. Netflix is going to sue me, but yeah, this is a cool shirt. You guys can buy it on shop.dougsterbob.com. But anyway, okay. I'm going to run you through a couple tips on a Hop 3, but this is the thing. Step number 1, I'm going to plug Bike School. As always, join Bike School because anyone in this chat who's in Bike School could tell you hands down how helpful it is. It is so helpful for your progression because we have the in-depth video about how to Hop 3 taught by me, but we also can coach you on your attempts. So Chad's in the chat. He was doing a 270 on a hip, and we were able to give him tips to actually get that. So, or to get closer to it. So anyway, check this out. But anyway, I'll just run you through with the finger bike some of the biggest issues I think that people have with the Hop 3 and things to think about in the back of your head, okay? You're going to want to be rolling at a half decent speed, but not so fast. Use a reference point to hop at. So a line in a parking lot, like a parking space line or a crack in the sidewalk, whatever, that is where you want to initiate the 360. As you're coming up to the line about 2 feet beforehand, you're going to carve the wheel. So turn the wheel and start to carve. When you do that, you're compressing your body and getting ready to explode. So carve the wheel, turn. When your front wheel reaches the reference point, that's when you pop. You hop like a bunny hop. You throw your chest up, you expand your legs, and you turn your head the way that you want to spin. If you don't turn your head, you're not going to spin. And that's one of the biggest things that people have. They carve, they hop, and they spin, but they're looking this way. And like, imagine doing a 360 to the left, but looking to the right, right? Doesn't that look ridiculous, guys? How ridiculous does that look? Okay. So make sure you're turning your head the way you're trying to spin. That looks a lot better, right? So make sure you're doing that. And then the other thing, you're going to get to about a 180 and your legs are not going to be sucked up. So suck up your knees, suck up your arms. You're going to do that. That's going to get you from this point to level. And when you're level, you have a lot more time in the air before you land, and you're going to get it around. So then to help you more, you'd have to post a video to the Facebook group so I can actually see what you're doing, and then I can tell you what you're doing wrong. But that's kind of the biggest thing. And to the Hop 3, that's the biggest thing. So hopefully that helped teeny tiny bit. Yeah, Jared's over 40, but he's getting into BMX for the first time. He not just getting into the sport. And I think that's really cool because I see this guy on the Facebook, on BMX Sickness Facebook group. He's got a big gray beard. He's definitely over 40 or 50. He did a 180 bar spin. I was like, yo, I hope I'm still riding when I'm 30, but it puts such a brutal... I don't know. It works your body. It's really hard on your body. So I think I saw somebody talking about empathy. What's the best way to treat sore knees riding in your opinion? and I think it's called Arnica. Let me check. Have you guys heard of this? Arnica, yeah. There's this big, huge, buff Broadway guy named Russell. He was at Woodward when I was there, and I rolled my ankle, and he gave me some of this Arnica gel. He uses it on his knees, like anything that's sore, since he does like gym stuff, I guess. But I don't know which one you can buy, but just buy some Arnica and put it on. Oh, this is like a tablet. I'm talking about the gel rub. Hold on. I'm just going to send you a random link to it. Hold on. Let me find it. Because this stuff is really good. Like sore wrists, sore knees, sore neck, sore head, whatever. It's, yeah, it's whatever. Hold on. Oh, this is the one I have. Oh, I hope I can text this in here. I hope it's not like too long. Nope, too many characters. Oh my God. I'm really struggling here. Just let me do an affiliate link. Guys, be patient. Look, the fact that I'm spending this much time on freaking Arnica, I don't know why, but I just want your guys' joints to not be so sore. So I tried to post a non-affiliate. This is an affiliate link, so if you click this and buy anything from Amazon, I make 2%. It's pretty sad some days. But anyway, I'm going to send this link if it ever lets me, because it's going to be a shortened link and it'll let me post it in the chat. The only reason I am stuck so hard on this is because this is good stuff, guys. Thank you. Okay, I'm posting the link right meow. Right meow, okay? Oh my fucking God. There you go. Okay, there's the link for you, Empathy. I'm sorry about that. Did I see Lucas is leaving? Lucas, you have a good day, man. Thanks for popping in. It was really good to have you in the live again. It was, it was really good to see you in here. I'm glad you're killing it. I love seeing the videos on your other channel. You guys are rad. So anyway, have a good day, man. Dustin says, okay, Dustin, this is really good info. This is good. He said, just in 2 cents, I contacted Fly about what a double sidewall rim was, and they said double wall, but their English was off. I'll just replace it with a new wheel. I don't know if I believe that. I mean, I guess you have to believe it, right? But I did that video on double wall, and it's very possible. So, because there are some companies that have just double sidewall rims. And let's see. So this is hard to explain, but where your spokes come through, okay, this is your spokes come through here. There's a rim wall right here, and on a double wall there's a rim wall up here. So there's 2 walls like that. On a double sidewall is you have that side that holds the bead, and it's normally just a thin piece of metal like this. And then so what I'd imagine is the double sidewall is just like this. It's got 2 little side, but who knows? Okay, maybe whatever. I don't know. I don't work for Fly. And if that's the case, Dustin, that's kind of sad that double wall rim folded like that. But there is a difference in complete quality double wall rims. Like the Kink Whip double wall rims are going to be a lot different than the Cinema 777 rims that come on the Kink Williams. So there is a different level of quality that goes into those things. So that's sad. Hopefully, yeah, dude. But any double wall rim, I'm going to stand by that. That you get is going to be fine, or is going to be better than that one. So many chats. This live is popping. What's up, Coin? Coin, we had you, Coin, was it? I remember you from the last live stream. That's sick, man. Welcome back. Now, I heard somebody said something about Doug. Doug's name for Bunny Hop or something. Where was that? Who said that? I can't find it, and I'm curious. Robert's one of those people finding the fun in BMX after teaching his kids to ride. Aw, yeah, Robert. I can think of a handful of people that I know because of this channel who have gotten into BMX with their kids. And I think that would be, I don't know if I ever want kids, but ultimately if I did have kids, I would have a lot of fun riding BMX with them and then coaching them on BMX. I think that's really cool because it brings friend groups together. It would definitely bring a family together. Definitely bring a family together. Harvester had to peace out. Bye, Anthony. Have a good day, man. We will talk on Monday. Salvation says, Street BMX. Hey, Doug, I got a question. What's your question, man? What is your question? I gave you the secret to the 360. Oh, Coin, did you end up joining? I don't know what your real name is, Coin. Coin, are you in the Facebook group? What's your name so I can put a trick to there, or are you just using the videos? Beckham, he says, should I get a We the People Helix wheel or a BSD Pro Mind front wheel? Personally, I've never rode a We the People Helix or We the People wheel in general, so it's really hard for me to recommend parts that I've never ridden. Bikes, I think it's a little bit different, but parts, I can't really say. However, BSD Street rims or wheels are incredible. I have a BSD Street front hub that is still going, and that thing has to be, I don't know, like 6 years old. It was the craziest thing. So that was on my first build. I built a bike, or like one of my first main builds that I really enjoyed. I built a bike. It was blue, red, and black. And then I put the UK seat on there because we don't have an American seat. So I bought the total UK seat. It was my favorite looking bike. It was beautiful. It had BSD rims. Anyway, the front wheel, BSD with, oh my God, did you guys see me jump? That donation or that subscriber, whew, that scared me. What was it? Did somebody subscribe? Oh, yo, thank you, GladX. Thank you so much. My mom just shared my stream. Somebody followed on Facebook. Hello, thank you guys. Thank you. Anyway, I had a freaking heart attack. Thank you again, GladX. Or did it just pop up again? I don't know. Anyway, back to my story. Stranger wheel. Okay, so long story short, I had that. I moved away to Montana for like 3-4 years, and I guess I gave somebody that front wheel before I left. Somehow it ended up in the El Paso scene, because here I come back 4 years later. I'm riding, and I think it was either Angel or Adam, but they had this extra rim, and I was like, bro, that's my Stranger wheel. Like, where'd you get that? He said, oh, from my friend. So anyway, I'd given it to this guy who rode it for a few years, and then gave it to Adam, who is still riding it. And the bearings are obviously getting seized up at this point. Like, the wheel still spins, but Julian flipped the hub guard, or the covers around so it wouldn't put pressure. I don't know. It was a weird deal. But that wheel is like 6 years old and it's still going strong. It's just being passed along. So then somebody broke their wheel and I took the wheel back. I said, can I have that back? He said, sure. And then somebody's wheel was messed up. So then he got the wheel. So it's like in a younger generation of BMX, but it's been around forever. It's like an heirloom. It's like a Douglas Laird heirloom floating around El Paso. It's hilarious. So anyway, the moral of the story is that the Stranger wheels are really solid and I can attest to that. So yeah, long story. GladX, thank you again, man, for the money. You are awesome. Glossy's in the chat. Hello, Glossy. He said, I had a BSD NASA rim with the Revolution hub, and I like the Eclat for 440 better. And then Andrew, what's up, Andrew? Andrew said, I saw your email because my phone died a while ago. You're good, man. Andrew, if you have any BMX questions, you can throw them in here. Otherwise, grab some snacks and just kind of hang out, take up the good vibes. But I think there's not many more questions. GladX lives in El Paso, so I ride El Paso all the time, GladX. I usually go to regionals or Diana. Those are my two favorite places. So you might catch me there. If you ever see me, like, say what's up. I love meeting people and riding bikes with them. So yeah, we'll get to ride bikes if you ever ride again. Senor D2, I remember seeing you in the chat a little bit ago. I forgot to say what's up, but what's up? Oh, Salvation, I got to get to your question too. But Beckham says, where in Montana did you live? My grandma lives there. So I lived in Baker, Montana. If you know where that is, it's like 3 hours east of Billings. It's in between Billings and Rapid City. So it's right there in the corner. It's not a very pretty side. Your grandma probably lives in like Glacier or, I don't know, Helena, Dillon, anywhere over there, Bozeman, where it's really nice. I'd lived where it wasn't so nice. Okay. Any more questions, guys? Throw them in there. Otherwise, we're at about an hour, I think, and it's a good time to quit it. But if you guys have any more questions, throw them. Okay. Oh yeah, Coin. Okay, I remember that, dude. Coin, I'm genuinely excited about that because I know you and your kid from bike school, like there's so much opportunity there for you guys to start progressing, because I know once you watch that bunny hop video and you start actually compressing and doing the L-shaped motion, you're going to get both wheels off the ground, and then it's just uphill from there. So good job joining, man. Keep posting that stuff and asking questions. Some members might get intimidated or feel like they're bragging in the group or they're not good enough, but we have guys in all different skill levels, so never feel like you're not gonna get positive feedback, because that's what we built it around. And Nick will shut that down real quick if there's any kind of negativity. But I'm hyped for you, dude. You and your kid, you guys are gonna kill it. I'm so hyped. Anyway, okay. I got Salvation. I want to end on your question because I think it's a good talking point for me to just kind of end live. But let me see here real quick. Brian says, any idea on when Sabrosa will release their 2022 line? I can't say for sure, but if I remember correctly, they were like September. So they normally would come out in September, okay? This is what I think, September or August. Now, what it seems like is all the companies are about 6 months behind. So when you think about that, so September, October, November, December, January, February, March, I'd say March or April of 2022, Sabrosa's bike line will be out. That's my guess, because consistently most bike companies have been about 6 months behind. And so it's going to be the same with the 2022. And yeah, so that's my guess. Not 100% sure. I'd love to get on and chat with some of those guys and try and figure it out, but I'm not too sure. My mom says I have a question on the Facebook group. So look, my mom has my cell phone number. She can text me any question she wants, but now she's asking me questions on Facebook. I think she's just messing with me, but I'm going to go check it out, Mom. My mom's one of my biggest fans, guys. I got to shout my mom out because when I was 13, probably 12. She went to a softball game, and I was at her softball game. I look over across the street at the skate park, and there's this guy named Andrew Coleman on his BMX bike grinding a rail, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So ever since that day, I wanted to get a BMX bike, and I wanted to start riding. So they got me a bike from Walmart, and that's how I got into it. I learned bunny hops on that bike. I hopped up curbs. And then for my 13th birthday, they bought me my first real BMX bike, a DK Reaction. So they went ahead, they spent that money on me and invested in me. And I do like her and my stepdad, bikes are expensive. And I definitely appreciate it, because if they wouldn't have done that, you guys wouldn't be here in this live stream with me. And BMX has changed my life, and it's because that I had this stupid little dream of riding a bike, and they believed in me and bought me that bike. So big shout out to Mom. Oh, this is a question from Demo on Facebook. So what is this? Streamlabs is supposed to show me all the questions, but I don't think it is. Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay, I see it here. Okay. Real quick, Victor says, are you coming to San Diego anytime soon? Victor, Nick and I have plans to meet up for a week or two and film some bike school YouTube videos, which is something we're really trying to work on. And if we do that, it probably will be around LA area, maybe San Diego, maybe just around that area. So I plan to be in San Diego. Early next year would be cool to be out in California. That's kind of the tentative plan. Demo has, hey Dougster, my son is almost 12 and has just started hitting dirt jumps. He's starting to get better. He has a 2021 DK Deca. What bike would you recommend for him next? Demo. Hold on, I'm going to send you this link. This is the free bike recommendation. I'm just going to post it in the Facebook chat for you, man. And when you fill this out, what I want you to do is say the recommendations for you, okay? Just so I see that. So when you fill it out, you can either say me or my kiddo, click me, okay? And then tell me his skill level. Is he beginner? How tall is he? And then what's your budget for the bike? And then does he like to ride park, dirt, or street? It sounds like he likes to ride dirt. So fill this out for me. And I'll get you an email in about a day with a bike that I think would be good for him, okay? I'm going to comment right here. Hello, Facebook. Give me 2 seconds. Oh my God. Now I've got the video pulled up. Okay. Anyway, this is frustrating. Facebook is so frustrating. Guys, real quick, how many of you guys were devastated when Facebook and Instagram were down for a day? Oh my God, that was so sad. Okay. Anyway, Demo, I just replied that on there. It says there's one person watching. I hope my mom was still watching for me to shout her out. I hope Mom saw the shout out. Anyways, Andrew says, how do you bunny hop seat spin? Andrew got this cool spinny seat, and he does a bunny hop seat spin. You guys should check it out. I think that's really cool. I can't think of a name. Says, why does my rear wheel shift to one side with the G Sport Uniguard? I'm not sure. That sounds like a hub guard. I'm not too sure how that whole thing works. But generally what happens is you tighten one side first and the other side isn't allowed to tighten all the way. So washers, there's two sides to a washer. There's a side with knurling and there's a side without knurling. And you want the side with knurling, like the lines in it, to be facing the frame so that when you tighten it, it bites into the frame and keeps it from sliding. So make sure you use that washer up against the frame in between the hub guard if you can. Or however that goes, like figure out where that's supposed to go and do that. That could be the issue, but without seeing it, it's really hard for me to see. Senior D2 ended his shift and he's about to do some homework. Still waiting to get my hands on the whip. I know you ordered the whip, man. I'm excited for you. Once you get on that thing, you're going to start progressing. It's going to be dope. Robert says, is there a reason my wheel has a slight wiggle? It's been like that since I bought it. It's a BSD Revolution hub laced to an XLT rim built by Source. Yeah, they probably just didn't true it right or true it all the way. Sometimes your spokes and your nipples get loose anyway, and you're going to want to have someone or do it yourself, just run around and tighten all the nipples. But when your rim's spinning and it goes off like this to one side, what's happening is that the spokes are too tight on the side that it's pulling to. So it's pulling extra tension and making the rim like this in that one area. So you just want to loosen like a quarter of a turn or half a turn on the side that it goes out to, and tighten the opposite side, the 2 or 3 spokes on that side. That'd be a whole separate video, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Beckham says you should come to Nevada. Bro, I was in Vegas, but I didn't even ride my bike. Anytime I'm there, I will stop by, and I'll send out an email to everyone and say, yo, what's up? Come ride bikes. Andy, there's my stepdad, says, thanks for the shout out. You're welcome, Andy. Orange blue, not at all. Social media is poison. Bro, you have a really good point. When it was down, it's time for bed. Alexa just told me it's time for bed. So when it was down, one of my friend was saying that sent me a video, and they're talking about Facebook is down because their algorithm prioritizes negativity. And like, everyone should know that, is that obviously that's what gets reaction. That's what the news does. The news job is to make money. It's not to make you like feel good or tell you the truth or anything. But that's a whole another rant that we're not on. Okay. I'm caught up on all the questions. You guys are awesome. But what I want to end it on is Salvation BMX tips for starting your own brand. Okay. This is what we're going to end it on, guys. So I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. But if you guys want to start a brand, you have tips on it. I could say I'm somewhat successful at it just because of where we're at right now. And it's so small. It's so early on. I think we're going to hit 10,000 subs, by the beginning of the year for sure. And anyway, so here's my tip, Salvation BMX. Figure out, make sure the reason you want to start the brand isn't selfish. So start the brand with a bigger mission and with a better idea, rather than like say just make money or just to have a brand. For me, when I started Dougster Bob, the whole idea of it was a vlog of me talking about my BMX journey and trips and travel and all that. I didn't really have too much of a plan, but that was the general idea. And it took me not very long to realize nobody really cares. And it was a selfish thing. It's like, oh, for me to assume that everyone what cares about what I'm working on is very selfish and very crazy. And so from that, I pivoted and I decided, okay, instead of making this about me, let's make it about everyone who's going to buy a bike this year and end up with the wrong bike. Let's make it about everyone who comments on a pro's video asking for advice and doesn't get an answer. And when I thought about it that way, is like, how can I help these people in BMX using what it took me 10 years to learn on my own, right? I had to figure this stuff out. How can I give that back to the BMX community? And when I started doing that, the difference was just like, you can't even imagine it. Not because nobody cares about me. Like, that's not what I'm getting at, because now that I've given you guys value and I've helped you out, you guys care. And like, you guys love the vlogs and stuff like that. But just starting up from nothing, it's a whole different thing. So Salvation, what you got to do is think deep about what you can give people before you expect anything back. If you're thinking about just selling shirts and stuff like that, you better be providing something for people or you're going to get eaten alive. So what can you do to help people in the area that you're starting? So you're starting BMX brand. How can you help BMXers first? And that's going to come back. The shops right now that are throwing ride outs and are throwing jams and stuff like that, they are thriving right now because they're giving back to the community. They're giving a safe place for the kids to get out, ride bikes, and bring the community together. And them doing that is way better than any shop that's just expecting customers to come in and to buy bikes. They're going to go to the shops that are throwing the ride outs and that are being present in the community and offering value. So that's my biggest tip, man. Figure out how you can help people in your area, and the rest will literally just fall in place. But make that a big priority. Don't be selfish about it, and make sure it's something that you really love. So there you go. Jared threw some money at me. Oh, let's see. Jared said, did you send them to Pipestone or Montebello? Jared, I think I sent them to whichever address is on Bike School, because Instagram was down when I did that. And Instagram was down when I did that. And then I wasn't able to check your message for the address. So whichever one you put on Bike School, I just logged into Bike School and looked at the address and sent them to that one. So there you go. Yeah, guys, I think that's it. Finn, next time, Finn, you better be here next Friday, and you better come in the chat and you say, I finally landed the bar spin. I'm waiting for you, man. I hope you land that. But yeah, okay, that's my rant, guys. That's my TED Talk. You guys, I'm going to